Welcome to the Doom Train. This is Mike Goldenberg here with green-black mid-range with a slight ramp element. It's a pretty good hand, I'll keep it. Steam Vents could be a lot of different decks. One card I'll be trying out in this matchup, besides Druid of the Cow, which I've tried previously and been kind of unimpressed with, is Doom Whisperer. A card which I think has a lot of potential. Okay. Expecting this to eat removal. I could have just played the other ramp spell, but kind of like threatening with the Wild Growth Walker on turn 2. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, right? I did put myself in the position to do alright if I drew that, but alright. Looking for lands. Chupacabra was an interesting decision because I do need a removal spell at some point in this match. However, I really need to draw more lands to even stand a chance. So my options here, I shouldn't have played the land yet. I can play Jadelight Ranger and just swing in. I can play another Wild Growth Walker and a Druid, and then I can have access to potentially 6 mana next turn if I top deck a land, and then I could double Jadelight with 2 Wild Growth in play. I like that line. I think that's the more explosive line. Yeah. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. I want to get Wild Growth Walker out of Lava Coil range. So next turn I get to untap, play Vraska's Contempt, and a Chupacabra. And that should put me in a pretty good position to win the game. Okay. Don't agree with my opponent's play here. Wait, did I miscount? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Oh, I can't do both. Okay. So my opponent has 1 card in hand. No more Phoenixes in the yard. So it looks like they're probably going to, let's say they have 2 sorceries. This would be 8 11, 12, 13, 16 damage. Unless those two cards are exactly shock, I think I'm fine. Because they only have one card in hand, I feel like the Electromancer is not as threatening of a threat, if that makes sense. My options here are I have to choose what I want to kill. And I think whatever it's going to be, I think I'm going to use a Chupacabra instead of the Vraska's Contempt. Do I kill the scarier card, the Giant Drake? Or do I kill the Electromancer so I can get in 8 damage, put my opponent at 4 life? I'm only doing this because I have an opportunity to race my opponent right now. Putting them at 4 life and I have 4 bodies in play means they probably have to keep something back. If I'm going to guess, they're going to attack with Crackling Drake and keep back the Walker and the Phoenix. And then I can Vraska's Contempt one of their blockers away and potentially swing for victory. So my opponent opted to the bottom and then played a land. So I don't know if that card in their hand is a land or something else. I don't think they've missed a land drop this turn. This game, sorry. So if I attack in, get rid of the Walker, then I can attack with pretty much everything. They'd block here and take 4. Okay. Okay. So this matchup was kind of messy. Cards I like are the Blood Operatives, the Vraska's Contempt, the other Doom Whisperer, maybe Midnight Reaper. I think Wild Growth Walker has potential in this sort of matchup. I kind of like it. I don't like Eldest Reborn. Cast Down's probably fine. Golden Demise isn't good enough. If it exiled in addition, I think it'd be fine. Okay, Vivian Reed hits their flyers, which is nice. Finality does wipe their board. That's interesting. Karn might be too slow. I have to choose here if I want the Druids or the Walkers, which is kind of the whole point of this experiment with this particular deck list. Which direction is better in the most matchups? Is it the Wild Growth Walker package or the Ramp package? To be honest, I'm not even sure how good Wild Growth Walker is in this matchup. I know he just won me that game. Apparently Card Hoarder still thinks we're chatting. I just picked up the 4th Vraska's Contempt because I really wanted it in this type of matchup. Cool thing about Chupacabra is it's just as good as Cast Down, it's just a little bit slower. I really like the Blood Operatives. I think I really just have to choose if I want Finality. You know what? I really don't. I think it's just too slow. I think Karn's too slow. I do like Midnight Reaper, but I don't think I like him enough in this matchup. I think I'll trim one ramp spell. I did lower my curve a little bit. Keep this and hopefully draw a forest or an overgrown tomb. Okay. So next turn I get to play Druid of the Cowl regardless of what they do here. But just because I get to doesn't mean that's the right play. So if I play Druid of the Cowl, I get to untap with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana available, which could untap with a Vivian, which can start attacking their flyers. I just think Electromancer's a little too dangerous. If I don't play the other dork, I get to play him next turn. That doesn't seem great. At this moment, Electromancer doesn't kill me. So I think I'll take the riskier line and try to better my curve. Okay. It's gonna hurt. Next turn I get to land a Vivian Reed, assuming they don't kill my elves. I think the right play here is to plus. I don't think killing the Arclight Phoenix is good enough. And that will give me a way to protect him. Not attacking, so I can protect Vivian from Druid of the Cowl. That way she doesn't die to a shock. But she will die to double Phoenix. Which I'm actually kind of okay with. I spent 5 mana, gained 6 life, and drew a Doom Whisperer. I think that's a okay investment at the moment. I'm being a little more mana efficient playing the Carnage Tyrant instead of the Doom Whisperer. I know I'm going to take a pretty big punch from the Phoenixes, but this way I can start threatening their life total. Trample is a hell of a evasion. One of my favorite cards when I was a kid was Thorn Elemental, because it basically had trample. Thorn Elemental is a 7 mana 7/7 green creature that you may have it deal its combat damage directly to the opponent instead of the creatures, as if it was not blocked. Interesting, they surveilled the Crackling Drake to the graveyard. I guess it isn't good right now. And they know I have the Doom Whisperer in hand. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'd rather not attack with the Lone One Elf so I can cast another one. a feeling they're digging for a way to deal with the Doom Whisperer. Sure. I've been pretty critical of Opt, thinking it's I've expressed how I don't like it. I don't think it's a good enough card for, generally for constructed Magic. I disagree when it's I disagree with myself, when it's a build-around card. For example, I like it a lot in Modern, in Blue-White Miracles, because it allows for instant speed Terminus. I also like it a lot in this deck, where instants and sorceries matter. Spending 1 mana, replacing itself as a cantrip, and helping trigger your Arclight Phoenix or growing your Crackling Drake, that's a good card. Just people sticking it in because their deck's blue, I don't like that. I don't actually like it in that mono blue tempo deck either, because they have no payoffs for it. It's like running Lenore Elves, but you don't have any good 3-drops, or you don't need the extra mana. Okay. Yep. In a bit of trouble here. About to be at 1 life. They did not attack. Okay. Let's think about this. So I untap, I have Cast Down. Cast Down kills a Phoenix, and then I can charge in, and just with my 2 fatties, that's 13 trample damage. Let's say they block all on... No, these guys aren't doing anything. So it's most efficient to block all on Carnage Tyrant, let's say. That is 3, 5, 7. That completely nullifies Carnage Tyrant. So I do need to draw 1 more card to win. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can cast both. So in that same thing, now I can kill 2 creatures, but then I'm attacking with less. So they will have... Let's say I kill the Druid and the Phoenix. They have 4 power. I'll have 13 trample coming in. I will wipe their board, so I think I'm fine with that. They have 3 cards left. No, I do not want to. Because I have trample, I can wait with the cast down. See, this is a mistake here. Because I actually need that extra life, and wild growth is not any bigger. That's 11 exactly. Okay, so I think that Surveil was really important, otherwise I would have drawn into Blood Operative, and I needed that second removal spell to win. It did put me at a precarious life total, but I do think that was the correct play. In this matchup, I do think Blood Operative is pretty neat. I do think Scavenger might be better, Death Gorge Scavenger, just because it can trigger more than once, and it's easier to cast mana cost wise. But Blood Operative has a really neat package. It kind of works with Doom Whisper, and I like that a lot, and that's what I'm hoping to test out in this league. I'll see you in the next one.